Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Paul Pogba's future has become even more complicated. PSG have pulled out of the transfer race for Paul Pogba as they look to sign Lionel Messi. Now, not so long ago, Pochettino played down PSG's interest in Paul Pogba because Pochettino got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. It did mention the other week that PSG were willing to offer £45 million for Paul Pogba. Not so long ago, Pogba was discussing the personal terms with PSG. It did mention that PSG were the favourites to sign Pogba this summer. PSG have held talks with Paul Pogba's representatives. PSG wanted to partner Paul Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. The Telegraph said, was it last week, that Paul Pogba will start the season with Man United, then he'll make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Paul Pogba is in no hurry to sort out his future. Solskjaer recently revealed that he had positive discussions with Pogba over his future. Sky Sports said not so long ago that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next year. Now, the other week it said that Pogba rejected a new contract at Man United, and Sky Sports came out and said that Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. Solskjaer did say though that Man United remain in talks with Pogba's representatives regarding a new contract. He said Man United must pay Pogba $15 million in wages to sell up. Fabrizio Romano's come out and said that there's a good chance Pogba will stay at Man United beyond this summer. And he said we are confident in extending his contract. Man United stars have been working hard to persuade Pogba to stay, probably because they know how much of an imperative player he is. Mino Raiola has been working hard to get Pogba out of the club. He did a lot of talking last season, and he made an announcement back in December last year regarding Pogba. He said that Pogba's career at Man United was over. He said he was unhappy and he has to leave, and he had no intentions of extending his contract. Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement. Pogba produced very good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Pogba's won 3 trophies at the club so far. We paid £89 million for him, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment, and he's enjoyed 5 seasons at the club since he rejoined. I think it said we want at least £63 million if we want to offload him in this summer transfer window. Now, I want to delve into some news regarding Anthony Martial. According to the Telegraph, Man United have got no intentions of selling Anthony Martial this summer, as he's part of Solskjaer's plans for this season. I want us to sell Martial in this summer transfer window because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. Now, recent reports said that Man United are ready to sell Anthony Martial for £50 million. It says Inter Milan want Anthony Martial to replace Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku has gone back to Chelsea. It actually said we'd be happy to loan Anthony Martial out as long as Inter Milan agree to include an obligation to buy in the deal. You know, Inter Milan have done business with us in recent years. You know, they got like Young offers, they got Lukaku offers, they got Sanchez offers. Everton have also been in for Anthony Martial. Martial has been at Manchester United for 6 years. He's scored 78 goals in all competitions. He's got 3 years left on his contract and he received £200,000 a week. We got Martial in a deal worth £58 million from Monaco back in 2015. We paid £36 million up front. Martial was out with a knee injury for a long time last season, but he's had 2 good seasons at Man United. He was good in his debut season under Van Gaal, and he was good the season before last. Now, just going to give you a bit more news on Raphael Varane. So Raphael Varane's medical is done. Raphael Varane will officially be a Manchester United player tomorrow, unless there's an announcement at tea time or tonight, but I can't see it. I think it will be tomorrow, the official announcement. Varane recently quarantined in Manchester. Varane will be training with the rest of the Man United squad tomorrow. There's a good chance that Varane will be making his debut against Leeds on Saturday. Varane is our 3rd signing of this summer transfer window. The other week, Varane posted a farewell message to Real Madrid. Man United and Real Madrid agreed an initial fee of £34 million, rises up to £43 million with add-ons. So we've got him for the bargain. Varane has agreed a 4-year contract with Man United with an option of a 5th year. By the way, Varane's shirt number is going to be announced tomorrow. I presume we'll be getting that number 4 shirt. And Varane will receive £250,000 a week at Man United. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. And what a fantastic centre-back partnership that is, Varane and Harry Maguire, because they'll complement each other very well in our back line. But he will exceed expectations in the Premier League, Varane, and at Man United I'm convinced he'll replicate what he did in his years with Real Madrid. We went in for Varane back in 2011 under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Also went in for him back in 2018 because Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move. Varane is highly experienced, plus he's got a very good pedigree as a player because he has won a lot of trophies. Varane endured 10 years with Real Madrid, so he did remain loyal to them for so long. He made 360 appearances for them in all competitions. His current contract at Real Madrid was due to expire next year. Real Madrid did offer Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to make one more signing in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer has been very pleased with our transfer business. And I said Man United are enjoying a very good summer transfer window because Solskjaer is getting the players he wants to recommend in. And he's getting the backing he deserves. Man United have made 3 signings so far in this summer transfer window. Brought Tom Heaton in, brought Sancho in, and we've brought Varane in, and we've spent almost £120 million. Solskjaer recently spoke out on Man United's transfer plans before deadline. He said any more signings for Man United would be a bonus as we approach the final 3 weeks of the summer transfer window. Our owners, the Glazers, have surprisingly backed Solskjaer, and Woodward has said several times before that he'll back Solskjaer. And when we was enjoying them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Woodward recently sent a transfer warning to Solskjaer saying that he's obviously got to sell some players to get more signings on the board. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. We know that he's leaving Manchester United. Solskjaer's priority now is to get a midfielder on the board. Now, in my recent video, I give you the news on Corentin Tolisso. Bild have said that Bayern Munich are willing to sell Tolisso for €10 million. That equates to £8.5 million in pounds sterling. That's an absolute bargain. It said Man United and Arsenal are ready to battle for the Bayern Munich midfielder. His current contract at Bayern Munich expires next year. Got a good pedigree as a player because he's won a lot of trophies at Bayern Munich. He's been with Bayern Munich, 4 years or so now. Bayern Munich paid €41.5 million for him from Lyon. Predominantly a box-to-box midfielder. He says Man United are still interested in Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. We identified him as a potential replacement for Pogba. Saul Niguez has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid. Man United have obviously been in discussions with the agents of Saul Niguez. Last week it said that the agents of Saul Niguez were due in England for talks with Man United and Liverpool because Manchester United and Liverpool have been battling it out for Niguez. But the AS did mention that Niguez favours a move to Barcelona. Not so long ago, Barcelona were in talks with Atletico Madrid over a swap deal involving Griezmann and Niguez. I think it said Atletico Madrid want between 35 million to 40 million for Niguez. Saul Niguez has been at Atletico Madrid for 13 years. So he's been a long-serving player, reason up their academy in that. He's got a release clause of £128 million. He's got a contract with Atletico Madrid till 2026 because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. Can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. Do you think Man United are going to get Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes? It said yesterday that Man United make a serious push for Camavinga. There was stories coming out from Foot Mercato yesterday saying that PSG are set to make their move for Camavinga. Mohamed Bouatsfi recently said that Eduardo Camavinga's agent, Jonathan Barnett, is pushing him towards Man United, but the player's preference is PSG. Rennes sporting director and Rennes' coach has confirmed that Camavinga will leave Rennes this summer. Fabrizio Romano said the other week that Man United had direct contact with Eduardo Camavinga. He also mentioned that Man United love him and were interested in him. Rennes are prepared to sell him for 25.7 million. His current contract at Rennes expires next year. And of course, you know the news on Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Man United have scrapped the pursuit of Kieran Trippier because Diego Dalot was impressive in pre-season, and it looks like Diego Dalot is now staying. So reflecting on that, a U-turn has occurred. But I reckon Man United have got a very, very good squad now, with the signings of Varane and Sancho. You know, we get another player on the board, it'll be even better. But before Sancho and Varane came in, I still thought it was a decent squad. But obviously it wasn't good enough to win the league, was it? I don't know if it's good enough to win the league now. I certainly think it's good enough to turn us into title contenders. But you know, we've got Varane, very good centre-half. He's going to do really well at Man United. You know, we've got Sancho. I presume he's going to do well at Man United, providing that Solskjaer uses him right. Yesterday, Sancho completed his first training session at Carrington. You know, Sancho should be making his debut on Saturday against Leeds. You know, we've got Tom Heaton as well, pretty decent goalkeeper. Brought him in as a backup, but to Tom Heaton's credit, I thought he did really well throughout pre-season. He really did. Got him on the free. He signed a contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. You know, we've got Dean Henderson, very, very good goalkeeper. Did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. And Dean Henderson's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before, and before the start of last season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with the club. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to Man United. Dean Henderson's missing the start of this season because he's recovering from COVID. I still reckon David De Gea is a very good goalkeeper, despite the mistakes he has made in the last couple of years. De Gea is obviously staying at Man United for this season, because quite a few weeks ago it said that De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place. De Gea is determined to fight for his future, and it said after the Euros De Gea was set for talks with Solskjaer over his future. At one point it said De Gea could be loaned out this season to make room in the goalkeeping department. De Gea has been with us since the Ferguson era. He's endured 10 years at Man United, so he's been a long servant. I reckon he's had 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been here. A few years ago though, was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances for us in all competitions. You know, you've got Luke Shaw, very, very good left back. Luke Shaw has been our first choice left back for a long time. He still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year. Shaw's been with us over 7 years now, so he's been a long-serving player. And I reckon he's had a good career at Man United despite the injuries he has sustained before. I can see us extending Luke Shaw's contract. He's got just under 2 years left on his current contract at the moment. You know, you've got Harry Maguire, decent centre-half. He's had his good games at Man United. He's also had his bad games. He was a big miss for us towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. Harry Maguire. To his credit, he did well throughout the Euros for England. But we're going to get the best out of Maguire now anyway, I should presume, because obviously Varane is alongside him. We overpaid for Harry Maguire. We got him in a deal worth 80 million from Leicester. You know, you've got Eric Bailly, decent centre-half. Eric Bailly's future is in doubt following the arrival of Raphael Varane, but I'd still turn around and say keep Eric Bailly as a backup, so if Maguire or Varane get injured, then Bailly is the plan B. But he's injury prone, so in that aspect he's definitely a liability. Towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. You've got Wan-Bissaka, very, very good right back. One of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively, he's always been superb. But Wan-Bissaka has got to show more attacking intent. I reckon he's got a long-term future at Man United. We got Bissaka in a deal worth 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. This is a big season for Wan-Bissaka, it really is. You know, you've got Pogba, that's a decent player. You've got McTominay, that's good as well. McTominay certainly needs more time at the club. He's been part of the club for a long time as it stands, but McTominay is not yet on that level where I want him to be at. The question is, can he emulate that level? Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United. You know, you've got Donny van de Beek. That's a good player. I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Manchester United, to be honest with you, because most of Van de Beek's appearances last season come from the bench. I recall him starting 4 games in the league last season. He's only enjoyed 1 full season at Man United. He did play against Everton though in pre-season recently and put a very, very good performance out. His movement was good and he was very tenacious in his play. Solskjaer's hoping Van de Beek hits the ground running. He really is. So I'm expecting Van de Beek to get a hell of a lot more starts this season than he did last season. Put it that way. Got Van de Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. And he's versatile, he can play in 3 different roles. You've got Bruno Fernandes, a very good player, one of our best players and one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Man United, he's been very, very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he has looked off the pace. Fernandes has been at Manchester United over a year and a half now. Last season won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Now, Romano did say at one point that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. Towards the end of last season, it said that we was willing to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. Predominantly plays as a number 10. You know, you've got Mason Greenwood, very good player, still young, got a lot of development in him. To be honest with you, I think he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7. He's been part of the club for a long time. And last season signed a new 4-year contract with the club. Varane, he's made a fantastic impact since he's come in. I'm very delighted he's staying for this season, but after this season, Cavani's obviously going to go. So that's when we obviously need a striker, because like I said, Martial's a liability. Rashford's obviously out till October with a shoulder injury. Don't forget, Rashford decided to undergo surgery on his shoulder. So there you go. And these some players at Man United that aren't good enough to represent the club. You've got Martial, not good enough. If Rashford doesn't deliver the goods this season when he comes back from injury, I'll turn around and say not good enough. Fred, not good enough. Lindelof, not good enough. Matic, not good enough. So there you go. But I am expecting to see quite a few departures in this summer transfer window like I've gone through with you. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.